Good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you're watching from. This is our weekly recap of Ladies Who List Atlanta. And if you didn't know, we had an exclusive interview with one of the stars, Cristyl. Yes, Cristyl Kimbrough. In case you guys did not know that interview, we've linked it in the YouTube live chat. Shout out to everyone watching on multiple platforms, including our TikTok. What's going on, TikTok? Good morning. Be sure to tap your screens. Follow if you don't follow. Thank you in advance. But it will be easier for me to see your comments on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. Head on over there. Link is in my bio, or you can just, search me, Kempire Daily on YouTube. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Good morning, good afternoon, happy Sunday. I hope you guys are having a fantastic weekend. As you know, here on the channel, you're getting daily and consistent content. So you might have missed some stuff from Friday or Saturday. So be sure to check those out, including an update in regards to the Wendy Williams situation. So stay tuned for that. Again, guys, if you haven't checked out my interview with Cristyl Kimbrough, a lot of you had strong opinions about Cristyl. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it and so much more. We even got someone from the cast that tweeted me about things going left, and specifically about my interview with Cristyl. Guys, drop your crowns, drop your elephants. Let me know where you're watching from. We're going to get into this. I will drop the call-in link for you guys to call in and share your thoughts on the latest episode. You know I'm not gonna hold back. I don't care if they're watching, because it is what it is. Let's play it. Let's start with let's vibe out, y'all. We need a vibe.
Yeah, I know. You was right and I was wrong. Yeah, I know. You was right and I was wrong. I need to learn to put my pride in my pocket. Ay. Yeah, I know. You was right. I admit it, that trade can be toxic. Ay. Yeah, I know. You was right. I'm just so stubborn at times. Stubborn at times. I know. You was right. I'm just so stubborn at times. Stubborn at times. I know. You was right. Hey, girl, I hate to see you cry, but that happens every single time we fight. Look, I'm far from a perfect guy, and I do anything to try to make it right. But you, baby, look, I know sometimes I act like I'm unbothered. If I end up losing you, baby, you make me better. But we have this forever. I promise I will change. I need to learn to put my pride in my pocket. Ay. Yeah, I know. You was right. I admit it, that trade can be toxic. Ay. Yeah, I know. You was right. I'm just so stubborn at times. Stubborn at times. I know. You was right. I'm just so stubborn at times. Stubborn at times. I know. You was right. The energy ain't been the same, but if we work on it, we surely can regain. Look, I went and booked a private plane, a little vacation in Barcelona, Spain. What you say? Spend some time just you and me to rekindle a special little thing. Ay, I know we always wanna agree, can't always have it my way, but I don't want you to leave. Please stay. I need to learn to put my pride in my pocket. Ay. Yeah, I know. You was right. I admit it, that trade can be toxic. Ay. Yeah, I know. You was right. I'm just so stubborn at times. Stubborn at times. I know. You was right. I'm just so stubborn at times. Stubborn at times. I know. You was right. I need to learn to put my pride in my pocket. Ay. Yeah, I know. You was right. I admit it, that trade can be toxic. Ay. Yeah, I know. You was right. I'm just so stubborn at times. Stubborn at times. I know. You was right. I'm just so stubborn at times. Stubborn at times. I know. You was right. Hey. You was right and I was wrong. You was right and I was wrong. You was right and I was wrong. You was right and I was wrong.
Guys, welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. Some of you are asking in my TikTok chat, what am I drinking? I'm drinking my cassava shake mixed with blueberries, a little boost of green stuff, my super greens, and what else did I put in? Some MCT oil. What else did I put in there? Some fiber. There we go. Oh. Okay, shout out to everyone watching from around the world. What's going on? Jamaica, it's in the house, Panama City, Florida. Love it, love it, love it. Chicago's in the building. Hey, Latasha, what's going on? All right, let me clean up a little bit. This is our weekly recap of Ladies Who Lives Atlanta. As you know, we had an exclusive interview with Cristyl Kimbrough. If you missed that, I've linked it in the description of this video, but also you can see it pinned in the live chat. So if you haven't seen it, set to watch later. It's about a 45-minute interview conversation. A lot of you had opinions, and we love your opinions. We love it. Some of you said we still ain't buying what Crystyl's selling. I don't know what happened this week, y'all. This episode went left with Cristyl. I was like, oh, I didn't know that's where we were going this week. I didn't know that's where we were going this week. What's going on in Chicago? What's going on in Los Angeles? Appreciate you all being here. Let's get into this episode. At the top of the episode, they're still at Tiffany's office celebrating, her new office, and the ladies are there. Robin's like, I don't know why Kira doesn't want to take a picture with me. And we were critical of Kira not doing that. But based off of my interview with Cristyl, and based off what we've been hearing from the streets, there have been a lot of things that we didn't get to see in that meeting. So much so, Cristyl said in my interview that there was something that Robin said to Kira that was just below the belt. Right now, according to Cristyl, there is no reunion, but they are pushing for a reunion. So we shall see. Maybe it will come out then. She wouldn't let us know what exactly Robin said. But Robin this week, we weren't ready for this look. It's a gorgeous look, but the fact that Robin is already coming across as a villain on the show, this was like the perfect villain outfit. It's gorgeous. I love her hair. I love the beads. I love the black, but I was not ready for that look. I said, Robin, this was not the look. But according to Cristyl during our interview, she said once the camera started rolling, Robin turned to a completely different person. She says, we've been very good friends for like 6 years, but when the cameras were on, she turned into something else. I have to say though, if she is turning it on for the camera, it's very believable. She probably should have been an actress. The only one that's not necessarily believable, and I love her on the show, don't get me wrong, and we just found out this week that Kiana Watson quit. She says she will not be back for a second season. And based off her numbers at the real estate firm, she doesn't need to. $50 million in sales in her first year? That's impressive. That's very, very impressive. She doesn't need it. But I have to say, she does come across a little, in certain instances, not every instance. There are certain instances, especially when she was having that conversation with her agents, I was just like, this feels so pre-produced. And I get it. Reality TV is not as organic as it used to be. Those moments have to be pre-produced. They have to sort of like set us up for what we're going to get later, which will be the celebration of her real estate agency. I get it, but her presenting to them, it just felt so fake. I was just like, and a lot of people have been saying it too. They love Kiana, but there are some moments where you just feel like, girl, we don't feel like we're getting the full 100% authentic you. But then fast forward to the scene with her and her husband at the fertility clinic. Then I'm like, oh, here we go. There are moments with Kiana that I'm like, wow. She's sharing a lot. We're getting a lot. She's successful. It's everything that we want, especially in this real estate show. And as you probably saw in the interview that I did with Cristyl, not to keep plugging it, but there were important things that she said in it that we can look forward to. This week's episode, again, we didn't get a lot of real estate, but based off of what the ladies had, a sidebar with the producers, 6 through 8, because there's only 8 episodes of this season, 6 through 8 should be more about real estate. I don't know if that means we're going to get to see more real estate. I hope so, because they're watching us, y'all. Hey, y'all. Thanks for watching. Owen, do you still want to pick us up and put us on your show? I wouldn't mind working for Oprah, because Oprah still, that was another thing that came out in the interview. Oprah's still very much active very, very active in producing the shows on there. Because according to Cristyl, there were supposed to be 10 ladies and they cut it down. Oprah cut it down, not they. Oprah cut it down. She's like, too many people. Oprah's still involved. If you saw my interview with Oprah almost 10 years ago, Oprah, we need an update. OWN has come such a long way since we did the original interview. You have come such a long way. We were talking about the struggles of starting this network, and look where the network is. It's still here, first of all. You have top-rated television shows that are beating out some of these Bravo shows. And now, based on what Cristyl is saying, OWN is trying to get away from, the drama and do a little bit more professional-based television. And that's part of the reason why we're getting this show. I'm like, I'm ready. Look, I'm ready. Do I want to go on OWN, though, y'all? Look. It looks good behind us, though. The OWN looks really good behind us with the Emmy. I'm not going to beg. I need my freedom too, though, Oprah. I'm just saying, I need my freedom. So here we are. Guys, if you're just joining us, we're talking about Ladies Who List Atlanta. There was a lot of information that Cristyl spilled in our conversation. But at the top of this episode, we get Kira and Robin finally have a conversation. She's like, they have a conversation, and I have to give it to Robin because she was like, you know what? I want to ask for your forgiveness. And that's the big difference when people make apologies. A lot of times they're like, I'm sorry if you felt that way. We were just talking about that on Married at First Sight. I love the fact that Robin said to her, I want to ask for your forgiveness in this regard. But then it goes left because then they start rehashing what happened at this meeting again, where we didn't get to see all of what went down. There was a lot. They showed a little bit of what we did not see. And I wrote it down. Kira, though, we have to remember, Kira is 28 years old, even though I think that's old enough to know better. We didn't get a lot of Kira this episode. No, we got more Kira than we got Tiffany, who I like. Tiffany tweeted me because I said, oh gosh, the show went left when they went into a whole polyamorous relationship situation. Tiffany tweets me back, no, it went left with your interview, but I'm glad I'm your fave. All right, Tiffany, calm down. Look, calm down. Don't let it go to your head. Okay. Hey, Tebe. Tebe says, I know everyone wants to see more real estate. However, we do have to take in consideration that the home buying process is a lot more challenging in this market. Kira just closed B. Simone in her home. Yes, Tay, we talked about that last week. I understand that, but if you're going to do a real estate show, that's what people are really watching for. And when we watch shows like $1 Million Listing, we're seeing a lot of real estate. There's a little bit of drama in there, of course, but even that drama is central to beating each other in real estate. Not interpersonal drama. I unfollowed you on social media. Robin does say to Kara, well, I spoke to some younger people and they did tell me that, unfollowing someone is big. It's a big deal. And have I reached the age where that is not a big deal? Because I'm just sort of like, I get some people do get in their feelings if you unfollow them, but I'm unfollowing people all the time. And it's nothing personal. It's not like I hate you. It's just like you're clouding. First of all, Instagram in itself. Instagram is showing you people you don't want to see. And then you can't even see the people that you do follow. Remember the days when you could just see the people that you follow? But I do get it. People do get offended if you unfollow them. Obviously, Kira was offended by being unfollowed, but she didn't make a big deal of it with Cristyl. She didn't, but she says it's because of the way that Robin responded to it. All right. It is what it is. I don't think that they will be doing business with each other, though. I just don't see it. Because the thing is, at that meeting, Robin was like, she wasn't even interested in Kira being a part of the selling Atlanta situation. All right. Tiana. Can we just talk about Tiana? Okay. Thank you, Jay. Jay agrees with me. Very true, Kempire, regarding $1 Million Listing and the drama. Yeah, that's like a small part of what we see. We're always seeing them selling real estate. We're always seeing them throwing an event for real estate. We're not getting that on here. But according to my conversation with Cristyl, they're slowly trying to introduce more professional reality TV on OWN, trying to get away from drama TV to more professional, but they have to be strategic on how they do it. Not for me. I watched this real estate show expecting to get something similar to $1 Million Listing, but different, of course, because we're in Atlanta. This is a different group of people. I think it'll be interesting to see what they do with episodes 6 through 8, because we hear that that's going to be a little bit more focused on real estate profession. So we shall see. Shay says, see, you like Selling Tampa. I didn't love Selling Tampa either. We got to see a little bit more property, though. We didn't see a lot of property being sold. That's been the big criticism. I didn't care about it being sold. I wanted to see more property. I don't care if it's sold or not. You can keep all of that property still, because I'm not buying it. You can keep all of that property on the market as long as we get to see it. As long as we get to see it. We did get to see one property this week. We only got to see one property this week. Right? Yeah. No, we got to see two properties. It seems as if that's the trend. We're getting to see two properties. We got to see, of course, the property, first of all, by the Black architect. Okay, the Black female architect. She did an amazing job. She might want too much money for it. And then, of course, we got to see Robin's potential boo in his penthouse. We will get there. So Tiana is showing us this property. Here's my thing. Okay, this is going to be, Tiana, if you're watching, this is coming from a place of love. Okay? Let me take a sip. In my TikTok chat, they say Selling Sunset was way better than Selling Tampa. I know. That's what everyone's saying. That's why Selling Sunset has been renewed for season 5 and 6. Yeah. Okay, so Tiana, this is coming from a place of love. Are you ready? Okay. It's a beautiful space. Beautiful space. I love seeing property. I'm glad we got to see some property. I'm not impressed with Tiana's selling skills. Based off of my conversation with Cristyl, Tiana is more of a, quote, housewife real estate agent. So the emphasis on house. I'm not convinced with her selling skills. It's one thing, we had Alexis in Selling Tampa where she didn't know the specs of the home. Look, she knew the specs of the home, but her selling wasn't convincing. Again, I go back to some of the other real estate shows that we know and love. I literally, when they're talking people through a place, I'm like, oh, that would convince me possibly to consider buying this place. Tiana, and maybe because this is a friend of her husband, she didn't feel the need to really sell the place. I just was like, you're not convincing me, Tiana. And she might be a great real estate agent. She might have great numbers, but I wasn't convinced. Her saying, oh, this could be the ultimate bachelor pad, or your future wife will be impressed with this. Oh, she's gonna love this technology of the primary suite. Why exactly is this beneficial to him or a future wife? Sidebar, Fox, cut that beard. You could tell he is a very good looking man, but I think that beard is hiding it. And sidebar, those of you that have those big beards, there's no problem with it, but a lot of things get stuck up in there. It's not very hygienic. It's not very hygienic, but I could tell he's very good looking. Cut that off. I know you're not trying to impress me, but I know for women that's not sexy. It was too big. It's too big. You don't even have to cut it down to just trim it more, please. These are the sidebars you're going to get here, y'all. If you're just joining us, this is our recap of Ladies Who Liz Atlanta. If you're part of the replay crew, let us know you're part of the replay crew. And let me know how you'd rate the latest episode of Ladies Who Liz Atlanta. If you had to rate it from 1 to 10. This episode for me was kind of, it was a little dry. I felt like we could have gotten a little bit more. but I still would give it maybe like a 6.5, which isn't bad for me. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Oh, no. Someone says, nah, keep the beard, Fox. Ebony says, thick beards can be gross. Catherine says, it's the upkeep for me. All right, 4 or 5. All right. Abundantly Cindy says, ew, beards are disgusting. Excuse you. I don't want him to cut it off completely, but I could tell that there was some beauty hiding behind that big old beard. Okay. All right, 5. What's going on, Lulu? Guys, don't forget to show love to the moderators. Shout out to our moderators and shout out to our Team Kempire and Royal Court members. A lot of you have been hitting me up asking on how you can support the channel. There are varieties of ways you can support the channel. That don't necessarily mean giving money to the channel. We do appreciate it. You can do that through super chats. You can do that becoming a part of the membership at TheKempire.com. Or there are other ways like PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. All that's available in the description of this video. But one of the free ways you can do is by liking the video, sharing the video, and subscribing. So thank you. Yeah. Patricia said, he had a nice smile, but yes, get rid of the beard. Oh, look, we've digressed, but it's okay. It's okay. Again, back to Tiana. I like Tiana on the show, but especially because Tiana's giving us that luxury houses that we're getting to see. I didn't love at the end that Tiana put her feet in the pool. What are we doing? However, I do recall seeing, oh my goodness, what's his name? Ryan Serhant doing something similar on $1 Million Listing. I didn't like that either. This is not your property. And if that was my home, I'd be like, what are you doing? I'm just saying. It's just those things. I'm just like, what are you doing? But later on in the episode, Fox does reach out to her and says, I would like to offer $1.9 million for the property. I think they wanted like $2.7 million for the property. So the architect, the Black female architect, was like, no, that's way too low. But they do agree, because it's been on the market so long, to drop it a little bit, not drop it a lot, but drop it a little bit, because when you drop it a lot, the appearance of that to someone that's looking, it's like, why? What's wrong with it? Why are you dropping it so low? And that's why it's important when you're putting your real estate on the market that you price it right the first time. Because then if you have to drop it, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. Okay, Claire says, a $2.7 million house without staging. I was very disappointed. And that's one of the other things that we see in some of these other shows. We see the agencies and the agent invest in the staging. Like, it's a risk because sometimes they won't get that money back, based off of the sale. So it is a risk to stage it. But staging does help. It helps someone like myself, even though it may not be my specific style, but it helps you see what can be done with the room or the rooms. It was a very nice home, though. Very nice home, very nice outside, but I just wasn't convinced. And that's the thing. Everyone's saying there was no staging, but Tiana couldn't even set the image up in our heads. And that's why I said, I don't feel like she's that good at doing something like that. That might work. And not every agent's going to be a fantastic agent in doing that, but I just didn't feel like Tiana really was selling it. And I think that's part of the reason why she wasn't able to get Fox even though it was a very low offer, but maybe if she had sold it differently to him, he would have been like, okay, this is worth every penny. And she didn't even try to bring him up. She didn't even say, well, okay, that's very low. We need something a little bit closer, but I will bring it back to the architect, Kiata, I think her name was. I know I wrote it down. She didn't even do that. She just was like, that's too low. Okay, that's too low. Any way we can bring it up? Yeah, the house was beautiful. Dr. Ivy says, it helps me with spatial. See, like, it gives you an idea. If there's a queen size bed in a room, it helps someone understand, well, will my king size bed be too much for this room? Those are things that people have to think about. Again, if you're a real estate agent, we will be dropping the call-in link so you can share your thoughts. I'm not an expert in real estate. I just tell you what I like and what I think. So there's no expert opinion here. If there was expert opinion here, I would let you guys know. Hey, Miss Brooklyn. Ms. Brooklyn says, we don't know what the comps were. The client may have overpriced the home. That's one of the running things that we get throughout this particular series is that it seems as if people aren't pricing things correctly, and then we don't know what the comps are. I feel like in some of the other shows we do kind of get the comps. They let us know what is happening in the building, and that's one of the good things about $1 Million Listing. And I don't expect Ladies Who List to do $1 million homes. Like I will love a $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 home. Come on. I like looking at real estate. It doesn't have to be $1 million real estate. But they also give us, I feel like we're being educated in regards to real estate. We get a little bit of education because I feel like Tiana did teach us about in regards to, okay, let's not drop the price too low because that's not going to look good either. But I just felt like she didn't sell it to Fox. And it could be because there is a personal relationship, between her husband and this man. But she didn't sell it for me. So even if you have a potential buyer watching, you didn't sell it. Okay, it's a beautiful home. Okay, what's so special about this home? Is it just the neighborhood? Which is important too. A neighborhood is important too. Kayla says, I don't think talking him up would have worked. He seems very smart with his money. Seems brought his accountant with him. That was his cousin. That wasn't his accountant, right? I thought that was his cousin. He does seem very smart with his money. But like I said, it's not just about talking it up to him, but talking up to other people that might be watching. And that's part of the reason why some of these properties are being featured on the show and why people agree to feature it on the show is because, okay, we might not sell it to whoever you're showing it to, but we might get a sale from showing it on the show. Just saying. All right, let's move on. Kira and Cristyl meet up for drinks. Lord have mercy. And this is where the episode went left for me. As I said to you before, Tiffany, which we only got a little bit of Tiffany this episode, she hit me up and was like, no, it went left with my interview with Cristyl. All right, Shady. So Cristyl is not doing a 5-star lunch. She doesn't want to talk about business with Kira. She wants to talk about relationships. They want to have girl talk. And the girl talk goes from relationships to polyamory. I have no judgments in regards to that. I'm not judging. I just did not expect that to happen in this episode. I was like, we're going to go. I've never even heard of a poly party. So when we heard it last week, I was like, what the hell's a poly party? I thought maybe they were selling like Tupperware or something. I was like, why is she asking her about Tupperware? I thought it was maybe, they have all kinds of parties. Candy Burst for her sex toy line has that thing, has those parties. I thought it was Tupperware. Exactly, Jay. Wait, cue the record scratch. Like, what? Cristyl, like, I'm trying to root for Cristyl at certain points. I'm really trying to root for you, girl. I was Kira. Kira was like, where are we going with this? Are you flirting with me? First of all, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, you want me to go with you to this polyamorous party? Nothing wrong with it, y'all. I just didn't expect. Cristyl, you're trying to get back into the dating pool. She says that there's this guy that she dated back in the day. You're reconnecting, but now he is introducing the polyamorous world to her. But at the same time, she starts the conversation with Kara by saying, are you looking for a husband or a boyfriend? And they both agree they're looking for a husband. I don't know if that's where you start. Is that where you start polyamory? I think you start with the relationship first and then get to there. Okay? Thank you so much, Be On Purpose. I loved your interview with Cristyl. Own, get your boy. Well, for the right price. Oh. Thank you. Exactly, Tay. Tay the Bay says, I thought she was flirting with her. I was like, wait a minute. Too. Because, like, is she flirting with Kira? First, you bringing her to a 5-star lunch. Didn't bring me nothing for our interview. I'm being facetious, y'all. Calm down. And first, you give her a 5-star lunch. You want to get her business. Cristyl, how you doing? No, I'm kind of thinking, no judgments, obviously, but I'm thinking to myself, you think she's flirting with Kira? I mean, good for her, but I don't think Kira is buying what you're selling. Because even Kira, look, you know how I feel about Kira. Kira is me, though, when it comes to food. Because she had another situation with food this week. She's like, I see you, Kira. But she was all of us like, what? What? What is happening? Box the girl says she was flirting with Kira. I got that feeling. Be on purpose says no flirting here. Tay says, I live in Atlanta. I have heard of poly parties. It's similar to swinger. Look, I heard of them before. That was not the shock to me. I never heard of the term poly party, but I also didn't expect it in my real estate show. Yes, the poly combo seemed out of place. It's giving see me. Oh, okay. We did learn that our girl Crystyl's a Leo, so it wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me. But I didn't expect that. And she did not give me a warning about this week's episode. I wish she had, because I would have asked her. She just told us in the interview, though, that you do see her go on dates. Not sure if it's going to make the air. I want to meet the guy that's trying to get her into polyamory. And why are you trying to enlist Kira? My thing is, though, if I'm going to explore that world, I'm going to do it by myself first before I bring in someone that I'm not even friends with. Oh, right? Let me go try it out for myself. Or maybe she just wanted some support because she's nervous too. Uh-oh. I have a poly friend who goes to these parties. Look, no judgment to the parties. It just was so out of place in this episode. It was like, one week you are trying to get her business. The next week you are inviting her to a poly party that she says, this might be the wrong terminology, sexually fluid. I don't know. I was like, I don't know what's happening. This is giving me interesting vibes. All right. All right. Guys, if you're just joining us, we are talking about Ladies Who List Atlanta. On the top left there, let's talk about Kiana. As I said to you before, Kiana quit the show. She took to her social media this week and quit Ladies Who List. She already filmed season 1, which is only 8 episodes, but she's got bigger and better things to do. She does. She has multiple things that she's working on outside of just her real estate firm, which we find out in this episode did $50 million in sales within a year. And she's plotting and planning a party to celebrate the 1-year anniversary. That's impressive. That's quite impressive. She also talks about her journey in real estate, how she started one way and then eventually evolved to starting her own real estate firm. Good for her. Look, good for her. Bad for us. But as you see the preview for next week, it seems as if we understand why she decided not to do the show, because we see a very volatile situation happen between her and Robin. We shall see. I wonder if she will do the reunion, though. If they do end up doing a reunion. They have not filmed a reunion yet. That's on the table, but there's no confirmation. It's going to be based off of ratings and based off of our pressure. So let's pressure OWN. Lady O, we need a reunion, because we need to know what happened at that first meeting with everybody. We need to know. But Kiana shares a lot this episode, especially when it comes to her fertility journey and how, first of all, that's crazy to me that the fertility clinic that she was dealing with, who's your sperm donor, after dealing with them for like a year, I think she said. I love the conversation that she was having with her husband, Anthony, and this Black doctor, which I love, about what that journey is going to look like and the possibility that you might have to use a donor egg or a donor sperm. They got to figure out what's going on with him. She gets very emotional. That's the one thing, we question her authenticity, but we do get authentic moments from Kiana about the way that she grew up, about her fertility journey. Speaking of fertility journey, I have not missed what's been going on online with Buffy and Married to Medicine. I just haven't had the time to really cover the story. I know we haven't talked about it. If you've watched Married to Medicine, you know what happened on Married to Medicine with Buffy. She is taken to social media calling out Bravo. What are you going to do with these doctors that are calling out my infertility? And when I rewatched the scene, it's like, Dr. Jackie, why did you do that? Why did you do that? But Dr. Jackie did apologize multiple times, but still going back, it's like, why'd you do that? That was so weird. Unless you were just really trying to be hurtful. And that's such a sensitive topic. And I love the fact that Kiana is sharing that on the show, because I think a lot of women go through it. And it's not, I know she said that she doesn't have fibroids or anything like that. She's going through that process. I really love Kiana and her husband as a couple. I want to see the property though. Can we see the property? I wonder if there's any footage. Ebony says, Ebony says, you're not missing much on the Buffy story, Kempire. I know. I was going to do a whole town hall along with that and some other stuff, but I just didn't have the time last week. If it's still brewing this week, maybe we will cover it. But I read all the news. I just don't cover all the news. But be sure to check out everything, guys, that you may have missed this week in regards to pop culture news here on the channel. We don't just talk about reality TV here, as you know. We talk about everything in pop culture. Guys, also, don't forget to get your coldest water bottle. Get your coldest water bottle today. It comes in multiple colors, multiple sizes. Keeps your water cold for 36 plus hours. They have other things on the website as well. Things to hold your coffee. They even got a pillow, y'all, that I heard is fantastic. Get your coldest water bottle today. Head on over to the description of this video for more details. And don't forget to use the discount code KEMP10. KEMP10. TikTok, here you go. You can even get it engraved. Which reminds me, I need to finish this before the end of the end of the live, because I need to drink at least two of these a day. Okay. Yeah, I literally got to watch the scene again. It was just like, why would you say that, Doctor? And a lot of people changed their minds about Dr. Jackie in regards to that. Be on Purpose says, no need to give Buffy any play. I've seen this in the comments too. A lot of you are like, Buffy, stop. She's trying to be relevant again. Dr. Jackie apologized years ago and Buffy accepted it. Why bring it up again years later? She's even gonna give the exclusive audio that she has to All About the Tea, who blocked me on Twitter. Why would a blog block you? That's so strange to me. All right, let me drop the call-in link. Guys, we have almost 300 people in the building. Let's get to 150 likes, and I will drop the call-in link so you guys can call in and share your thoughts on the latest episode of Ladies Who List Atlanta. Let me continue with some of the things that we got going on here. Cristyl and her dad. First of all, the conversation there wasn't a lot of stuff going on in that conversation. The stuff that stood out to me, besides Cristyl bringing up the drama that's going on with her and Robin, because I feel like our parents don't care. He's probably just like, I'm going to do this scene for my daughter. I'm going to do this scene for my daughter. What stood out to me was like, if you're going to retire, make sure your properties are paid off. That's what stood out to me. If you're going to retire, he has a property in Atlanta. He has multiple properties. And he says they're all paid off. I said, I know that's right. You know what I would have preferred? If we got that scene at that property and him talking about renovating it. Why didn't we just get that scene? Maybe it wasn't ready for that. I don't know. But I would have preferred that. And when we're filming at your homes, why don't we get, pictures of the home? I think when we did our interview, she was in her home. Her home is beautiful. I would have loved to see their homes. This way, if you can't do other properties, we can see your homes. We could have saw Kiana's home. We could have saw Crystyl's home. Beautiful spaces. I want to see them. I understand it may not be fully prepared. I wouldn't want cameras in my house, but I'm not filming a reality show. Just saying. Okay. Dr. Ivy Girl says we won't give all about the tea any credence either. Yes, the property was nice. Oh, Jada says his property isn't in Atlanta. He said it was, though. Or maybe it's in Georgia. Either way, I would have wanted to see that. That would have made more sense in this conversation. It's still in Georgia. It doesn't have to be in Atlanta. Anyways. All right. I'm going to drop the call link. I do want to hear what you guys have to say about Ladies Who List Atlanta. We only have, what, 3 more episodes? 6, 7, and 8? Bunches said, Crystal's thought he's a very good looking man. He is a very good, but she's a beautiful woman too. You might not like her, but she's a beautiful woman. She is definitely a beautiful woman. I can see the resemblance. I can definitely see the resemblance. Let me see. Clara says, oop, there we go. Claire says, my dad did the same thing. He made sure everything was paid off, mortgage and other loans, in time for his retirement. He is now enjoying his pension investments returns peacefully. And that's what stood out to me in that conversation more than anything else. What Crystal was trying to bring up. He was just sort of like, can you just give me the grits? Yes, Ebony says Crystal's hot. Agreed. Her skin is popping. Do I have a picture of her in there? Because we got a couple of new confessional looks. Beautiful. Crystal's beautiful. No one's denying the beauty. This though sent me. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna lean into being a villain. I'm just going to lean into being a villain. This look is beautiful though. I love her hair. I love the beads. I love the black. Do I love Robin? Not so much. Not so much. And I know a lot of you were pointing out in my conversation with Crystal that, oh, I heard, from Robin that she has depression, but I never heard of mental illness. Even in the moment, I was like, well, that's mental illness. But I was just like, I left it where it was because all of you have been calling in and telling me that Robin has been downplaying mental illness on her Instagram, sort of making fun, allegedly, because I haven't seen it myself, of therapy and things like that. So I was just like, I'm not going to give anything to Robin, because if I didn't know that element, then I would be like, well, Crystal, depression is a part of mental health and mental illness. But then I'm not going to sit here and defend Robin when she is on social media making fun of it. So there we go. Okay. Ms. Brooklyn says, hold on. You need to talk with a financial planner. In some states, it may be more beneficial to have a small mortgage as the interest is tax deductible. And that's the other thing too. You're right. Not paying off your mortgage isn't necessarily the best thing to do all the time. That's why you'll see certain people that are rich still have a mortgage. And you're like, why do they have a mortgage? It just makes better financial sense depending on your situation and your state. Thank you, Zoe, so much for the super chat. Zoe says, are we ever going to talk about the interview? What do you mean ever talk about the interview? We have been talking about the interview. Are you just joining us, Zoe? Thank you for the super chat, Zoe. What do you want to talk about specifically? You guys can always ask me questions. You can always ask me questions. Okay, so back to this. Okay, so Kiana and her husband go to the fertility doctor, and they're exploring that idea. We find out more about Kiana's journey in regards to that. She has been focused, which a lot of women in this day and age are career driven, but a lot of doctors always say, if you've been watching reality TV or if you watch any of these experts or if you have any experience in this, they always say a woman should have a child very early, but financially, it's not feasible a lot of the times, especially if you're trying to have a career. Yes, your body says you should have one in 20 something, but the bank account's not saying the same thing. Your career is not saying the same thing. And a lot of these businesses don't make it easy for women to have kids that early in a supportive way so they can do that and still have their career. Some companies are definitely getting better with that, but the majority are not. So I'm glad that she shared that experience. As I said to you before, in the next scene, Tiana gets the phone call from Fox. He lowballs her with a $1.9 million offer for a $2.7 million property. That's where we learn from Kiata, I can't remember her name. Sorry. The Black female architect, that they need to lower it because it's been on the market. It hasn't sold, but they need to lower it. But they don't want to lower it too much because you don't want people thinking what's wrong with it. Okay. Okay. Robin goes to see a new property. So we finally get to see a second property. It's a penthouse loft. It's nice. We find out he got it in the foreclosure. But before we even get to that, Robin says he's a cutie. So Robin's already coming into flirting. Robin, there are moments where Robin just feels a little fake to me. He opens the door and she's just like, I'm like, why are you doing that? First of all, I didn't love what she had on. Maybe because I'm so used to New York City real estate agents. They're always dressed up in like suits and things like that. It just felt very unprofessional what she had on. I was just like, okay, but she knows this man for a few years. She's flirting with this man. One thing I have to give to Robin, I do feel like she's able to sell. You know what I mean? I feel like that real estate energy from her. Like she knows what she's talking about, and maybe because she has more experience as an older agent. So we get that from her, and we get to see this property. I feel like the property, even though, when he bought it, he renovated it, I feel like it needs another renovation. I feel like it needs another upgrade. That's just me. It felt a little dated for me. A little dated for me. Some of you say he was cute, not gonna lie. Claire says Robin is a flirt for real, for real. Damn, does she do that with all her clients, or is it just for the cameras? Well, according to Cristyl, she says she's a different person off camera, but I feel like she is a little overly flirtatious with her potential clients. Like everyone we've seen her deal with, we're like, that's a little. I get it. It's one of the ways to sell. You're a salesperson as a real estate agent, as a real estate broker, whatever it may be. You are in sales, so you gotta sell what works depending on the client. Yes, Ann says, especially in that bathroom, it was a little dated for me, but I like the bones. I love the fact that it had like that inner balcony situation, and then it had the rooftop. I was like, this is nice. I see the potential. But at least he was open because he had it, I think, listed at 1 point. How much did he have it listed at? Hold on, y'all. He had it listed at 1.3 million. But she was like, okay, I'll take this listing on, but you have to drop it to 900,000. He was willing to make that cut. He was willing to make that cut. Ms. Brooklyn says, Robin seems to be more comfortable around men than women. And so that comes off as flirting when it really is just her being relaxed and real. I don't know about that, but we can say that. Ebony says, I agree, though. Robin seems like a great salesperson. She always sees the strengths of the properties. She compliments the owners on their renovations and is confident she'll sell it. Yeah, this is a high compliment. I get Frederick from her, that little out there personality, but they know what they're doing. So I kind of give that to her. I would like to see Robin. I have said this last week. I don't know if I need it to be a spinoff, though. It doesn't need to be a spinoff. We get too excited about giving everybody a spinoff. Next season, though, apparently Robin does have agents under her. Let's see the agents that work under her. Let's see that little kookiness. Let's see that kookiness of her trying to work with her agents. I want to see that. All right. You guys don't have to cut me a check, producers. I just want to see that, and we'll talk about it and see how successful that is. And if it's really, really good, then we'll give her a spinoff. Can you imagine Robin and people working under her? That would be so good. TT Thomas says, sellers are throwing out crazy prices these days. Yolanda says, well, I guess Robin knows what she's doing with her sales approach. Abundantly Cindy says he knew it wasn't worth that much. Yeah, but you know what? They always want to, see if they can get that price. And sometimes you can get a price that's that of a property that's not worth what it's worth. But he bought it in a foreclosure, so it'd be interesting to know how much he originally paid for it. Because even at 900,000, maybe he's still going to make a pretty good profit. Robin and the flirtation. I don't know if it's normal in real estate to drink on the job, but I know he offered her the champagne, but I was like, all right, Kim, is this a date? It's a beautiful property, though. It's a beautiful property. So we're at the Waldorf Astoria celebrating Kiana's success. Look, Kiana. Yeah. Well, did he say like 300? He said he paid 350,000. So if he sells it at 900,000, he's gonna make a good I mean, how much did he invest though in the renovations? Because remember when he got it, he said there was like nothing there. He was like, there was nothing there. Ms. Brooklyn says we are just coming out of a seller's market, so people are jacking up prices recently and getting it. I need to do that myself. Zoe says I haven't liked any of the properties that they have shown so far. I haven't not liked the properties. I haven't loved any of the properties. I'm like, okay, this is nice. But we haven't seen a lot of properties. I think if we saw more properties, we probably would have found something in the mix that we're like, oh, I really like this one. I don't know. Lily says, I watched a video of Kiana saying she quits and doesn't want to be on the show next season. Yes, we were talking about that earlier. I also briefly talked about that in my interview with Cristyl. So if you guys haven't seen that interview, a link is available in the description of this video. So be sure to check that out and see what Cristyl had to say about the other ladies. It was a very interesting conversation. I'm looking forward to the final 3 episodes of Ladies Who List Atlanta as well. Yeah. Jokima says, definitely saw more properties on Selling Tampa. And then people were critical of that. We saw properties, but they didn't sell any. I don't care about selling. I want to see properties. I want to see the effort of selling. I mean, eventually I want to see something sold. Because I was critical of, what's his name? Steve Gold on $1 Million Listing New York. I was like, he's not very convincing to me as a real estate agent. I think he relies heavily on being good looking. And I'm like, I think you're good looking, but yeah, I don't think you're a great agent. I also don't think you're that great reality TV, to be honest. They could get rid of Steve Gold. Just saying. Hey, Logan. Logan says, great interview with Cristyl. I wish I could get more information on the seminar that she hosts regarding contract law. Well, reach out to her personally. I think she'll get back to you, Logan, if it's not available on her website. So definitely reach out to her. So just saying. All right. So Kiana's celebration. I can't believe they ended this episode with about to have the conversation, because we got a preview of the conversation last week. I hate when they do that little cliffhanger. This felt almost like a nothing episode, like they were reaching to kind of give us stuff. It just kind of felt like copy and paste. It's like we were all over the place. There really wasn't a streamlined story of what was happening. At the end of this episode, we get the ladies. They're celebrating Kiana's, successful 1 year. Great. We get to see all the ladies together. Of course, Robin and Cristyl see each other for the very first time. She pulls her to the side and like, let's have a conversation. We don't get to see the conversation, though, until next week. We don't get to see the conversation until next week. And it seems as if the conversation, first of all, what was Robin wearing? That dominatrix outfit? That outfit was like, I was like, what is she wearing? Okay. It is what it is. See, someone agrees with me. I didn't like Robin's outfit for this party. Yeah, it was kind of like, where are you going? Where are we going? Yolanda says Robin was wrapped in a trash bag. It felt a bit too like you're going to the club, and as opposed to a business. I know it wasn't necessarily a business meeting, but it's a business related party. Just saying, you're probably also, mingling with people that you could potentially work with on a listing, and you look like a dominatrix. Nothing wrong with it, but where are we? Okay. Claire says Robin's outfit was so out of place. Ms. Brooklyn says Kiana said dress like you were going to the club. Well, she said that to her staff. She didn't say to the club. She did not say the club. I do know that. She said not like you're going to a professional day, but she didn't say that to we didn't see her say that to Robin. Robin came dressed like she was going somewhere else. Like she was going to that poly party. Yes, Logan, I agree. This look, even though it really makes her look like the villain, like I would have preferred her wear this. Honestly, this is a really great look. Destiny Jade says, I need to see more. That seems to be the overwhelming comment today. A lot of people are saying that some of these properties we're not seeing staging that we need to see. It seemed it could have been that they were struggling to get properties for the show, but I hope they're working on that. Lord have mercy. Dennis's mom from Portia's family. You know, I got to find that photo. The fact that you're bringing this up, you know, I got to find the photo. Hold on. Let me find Dennis's mom. Where's Dennis's mom? Here we go. I have to say, though, I far more enjoy this look than what she's giving here. No. Look, no. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. I prefer this look, Robin. Robin, look, I don't think it's good for PR when it comes to Robin trying to look angelic, but I will definitely say that it's not what Dennis's mom was giving. Yeah, she definitely said dress to impress. I don't think she said club. I don't think she said club. I'm just saying. Guys, if you're just joining us, we are talking about Ladies Who List Atlanta on OWN. It airs every single Friday. But as you know, every Sunday afternoon, we do our recap here. If you're a part of the replay crew, let me know your thoughts on this episode, how you rate this episode. What do you think about what Cristyl had to say in our interview? Be sure to check that out. A link is available in the description of this video. Next week, we will get the conversation between Cristyl and Robin. It doesn't seem to end well. I did ask Cristyl about her relationship with Robin. I don't believe they're in a good place. She couldn't say, but I don't believe that they're in a good place. I really don't. Robin looks like Magnificent in that confessional, only missing the horns. Oh, not Cruella vibes. You all got things, thoughts. I love the all black confessional look. I like the look. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think it's good for PR because she's already coming across like the villain. So I just feel like this look, it's beautiful. I love her hair. I love the black and the pearls. It just gives me super villain. It's giving me super villain. Just saying. Guys. Alicia says, I actually like this show. It's great to see us Black people in real estate. Agreed. Can we get more real estate? Based off of what Cristyl said in our conversation, we should get to see more professional stories in episodes 6 through 8. No guarantee, because we already know next week they're going to be addressing the conversation between Cristyl and Robin. At one point, Cristyl says to Robin, why should I be following up on, you? Are you giving me penis? She says, you also blocked me. So how am I supposed to get in contact with you? She's like, well, I didn't block your phone number. So why'd you block her on social media? I don't feel the need to block anyone unless they're harassing me. That's the only time I will block someone. If they start harassing me or stalking me, then I'm going to block you. But if you're not bothering me, there's no need for me to block you. There's no need for me to block you. Kiana's in the chat. What's going on, Miss Watson? Thank you so much for being here and for watching. We appreciate you. I also appreciate when these reality stars engage with the people talking about the show. I think that's part of the reason why so many people have been invested, because everyone's going on social media and engaging. I told you this week alone when I said that the episode goes left with Cristyl talking about the whole poly party. I was like, ooh. I'm like, what's happening? What's happening here? Tiffany responds to me on Twitter and she said, no, it went left with your interview. But she was okay with it because she's my favorite. Kiana, everyone wants to know why you're leaving the show. I did watch her IG live that she did where she talks about leaving the show. I don't blame you, Kiana. I don't blame you at all. You got bigger and better things to do. But I also think that you'll be missed on the show. I do think that you'll be missed on the show. See, people in the chat saying, please stay on the show. Well, look, Kiana already said that she's booked and busy. She's got other things going on. I don't blame her. I don't blame her. See, everyone's sorry to hear that you're leaving the show. When Tay Talk says, with Robin tell Kiara that she now know what the SM unfollowing and blocking means now, so she knew what she was doing when she blocked her. I think she did, but this is social media, y'all. So many people get so in their feelings about unfollowing, blocking. I don't think it's necessary. Kiana says, I feel it's obvious why I'm leaving. Yeah, well, according to Cristyl, Kiana, hold on. Look, let me drop the calling link. Kiana, here we go. We'll drop it. Look, we'll drop it. Just click onto that. Kiana, just click onto that. Yeah, Helen says, sorry that Kiana's leaving the show. I just dropped the link for you guys. Guys, if you're just joining us, we are talking about Ladies Who List Atlanta on OWN. If you missed my interview with Cristyl, be sure to check that out as well. Shout out to everyone in the chat. All right, we have quite a few people already. I guess, yeah, did I not post the link before? Oops, sorry, y'all. Look, sorry. Didn't mean to do that. Okay, let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. So next week's episode. So can we just briefly talk about next week's episode? That's where we're going to get the Cristyl and Robin conversation in depth. We only got a brief part of that conversation this week's episode, which I didn't like. I was like, let's get into the nitty-gritty of what's going on. That's what people were really watching this week's episode for. Then, of course, there is something that happens between Robin and Kiana. Because Robin, I guess, was talking about how Cristyl doesn't have kids. And then, this week we got to see the whole situation with Kiana's journey with fertility. So, of course, she's going to take that a little personal. But does it get crunk? Does it get crunk? That's the big question. Hey, TT Thomas says, sidebar, I think Kempire should do Ready to Love the season. I did watch it, though. I did watch it. I don't know if I'm the only love relationship show that I follow and do is Married at First Sight, but I was just like, All right. Kiana's backstage. Let's bring Kiana up.
Oh, shucks.
Kiana, what's going on?
Good afternoon. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. I'm doing wonderful.
Kiana.
Doing wonderful. I'm enjoying watching your after show. I must say, you were one of the first ones to do a thorough review of the show. And although my interest is I don't want to come back, I do appreciate you doing this as a Black creative because it helps the show itself and it shows more Black people on television, and that's important. So I want to say thank you for that.
Thank you, Kiana. Kiana, well, everyone's talking about how you decided this week, you took to your social media to quit the show. Why exactly, for those that didn't see the IG live that you did, why exactly are you leaving Ladies Who List Atlanta?
Of course, let me tell you, I have social media managers. They read the comments. My mom reads the comments. I try not to read the comments, but when you start an endeavor and you're told, listen, we're going to highlight your businesses. We're going to highlight everybody doing the work that they say they're supposed to do. Yeah. And you start to see that it's not, this is not a conversation I'm having with the public before I had the conversation privately. I have my attorney involved and I'm very careful with my words, but I can strongly say I won't be returning. I don't like the narrative and I don't need it. I'm already stretched very thin. So to do a show that's not going to highlight the businesses that we all perform, not just mine, I think everybody, it's just not something I'm interested in at all.
Cristyl said in a conversation that we had with her this week that you all had a sidebar with production about the depiction of the show. Is that true?
Absolutely. Absolutely we did. Even if you go look at we had a sidebar, we had a conversation. Maybe they're supposed to be making some changes, which is probably why this last episode, I hate to laugh because it is funny. It looked like it was thrown together. It's almost like they're trying to hurry up and put some business together, but there's no lead up to it.
Yeah.
Like you all of a sudden see me at the office with my agents, but there's no lead up to that. There's nothing because they're just trying to pull a little real estate together because the reason most people were watching it was for the real estate, right? And they're not getting it.
Yeah.
They're not getting enough of it. And my opinion is a lot of it is being drug out. No, we're not all friends. No, we don't all get along. But there is so much more to us and what we put out there that could be drama in itself within our offices, within our businesses, that will be way more interesting. But this is where we are. And I just don't want to be a part of it. I don't need it. I'm
Yeah.
not trying to be, I don't need it. I have 4 other very, very great businesses. I have a lot of exposure internationally and locally with having my podcast with Earn Your Leisure. I just don't, this is not an opportunity for me, so to speak. So
Have
I'm
you
fine
heard?
with walking away.
Have you heard from production after you made that statement publicly about not returning?
Absolutely.
And what did they say? Look.
They're trying their best to try to clean it up. And that also happened with when we all had our meeting. Of course, I would say I'm the whistleblower. Everyone was quiet. Nobody was saying anything until I watched the preview of episode 4. And I felt it in my spirit to send one of my Kiana emails, and any of my clients that may be here knows what those mean, to everybody in production. And after that, then we started to have a meeting. And to me, I feel like if you're going to tell someone one thing and switch it up to another thing, we are grown women, all of us. Why do we have to approach you to tell us the new direction? Why didn't you approach us ahead of time and tell us the new direction so we wouldn't have been blindsided?
Yeah. Yeah. I know you have a lot of businesses, that you're working on. And like I said before, you're booked and busy. So walking away from this is not a big deal. Would you do reality TV again?
No.
Oh, why
I
not?
have no interest in coming back. I can say that with a very fast and strong no. The plans that I have and what I'm looking forward in doing, it wouldn't be trash television. It wouldn't be television that just highlights and follows drama. It's going to be more in alignment with building businesses, teaching us how, like the things that I really do. I don't want to bore you guys with it because obviously it's a boring topic because people want to see drama. But if
No,
anything, I
we
want
want
to
to know.
I want to be able to discuss real estate. I want to discuss my investing in property and being a first time investor and buying tax sale properties and how you can build property and develop. And none of those conversations will be had. Let me be careful. I have a full life. And if they're following you like they followed us, you believe me, there were properties shown. There were meetings that were had. There were other businesses that were highlighted. It's up to the production to show you that. So of course it's going to look crazy to people that haven't been following my journey, that all of a sudden, how is it? Of course it doesn't make sense for me because the storyline was that she brings this big idea together to have a huge brokerage, but I already have that.
Yeah.
I already have 9 agents and but that can't be highlighted because if it does, it throws off what they're trying to put together. And I'm just not here for that. You can't discount the hard work that I've put in, that my agents have put in. And it's unfortunate because I feel like a piece of a storyboard. And I've been highlighting myself for a very long time on social media and doing other avenues. I just won't allow anyone to disrespect and just discount my story to something that's so petty and minuscule in the grand scheme of what's really happening in my life.
And like I said before, I love the fact that all of you have been engaging with our reviews of the show. And you did come in the comment section and call us, well, not me out. You were calling out some of our callers that were questioning, first of all, your property, which I said, I want to see Kiana's home. I want to see more of it.
Even in that space, I can say I started to highlight the renovations of my property, and I was creating a whole YouTube for it, and I stopped. People are just weird here, like when it comes to how people's living situation, but now it's out here, right?
Yeah.
So I am going to do an entire review of when I bought the property in 2015, bought it for 319,000, put some money in it, and it's appraised well over $1 million. I'm going
It
to
looks like it.
explain that process so you can create sweat equity. But again, these are the things that I may have said to production that may, in their eyes, may have been boring to the reviewers. So of course, you have to keep in mind that no person in their right mind would get on television and feel like you're not going to get any drama. I stand behind everything I did.
Yeah.
I'm a type of person, if I don't deal with you, I just don't deal with you. I'm not going to switch it up and try to be friendly. We just not it. And anything I did, I stand behind, but I did a lot.
Yeah.
I did a lot of business too, and you don't see that.
And what we did hear this week that in the first year, you guys did $50 million in sales. That's amazing.
And that was even incorrect. We had $50 million in sales year to date. We actually did 92 million in sales with 4 principal agents. But of course, that doesn't share the narrative, especially when I can say this and I can stand 10 toes on it. I am a broker and I'm looking to build up other agents. And so therefore, my personal sales really is something I'm trying to walk away from in this season. But if we look at 2021 sales and 2020 sales, the numbers are on the scoreboard. I outsell everybody on the show, and it's a fact. Individually.
We can kind of tell. We can kind of tell.
Individually, but that's not the narrative that they want to put out there, which is why you won't see me doing any work, because it's easy to paint me as a Barbie princess sitting by my pool, chilling, because that's not the storyboard they have for me. And I wish them well with that. And they'll find someone else that's willing to stand in that gap. It won't be me.
Speaking of storyboards, we did also talk about, along with your home, we talked about, someone sent in a super chat talking about that you were trying to get on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, but you did come in our comment section and say they've been reaching out to you. Can you just tell us a little bit about your relationship?
Yes, they always shop around. They shop housewives around all the time. Like, I have friends that are in production. You guys see I'm friends with Tori Williams. She's done production. I have clients that are on television and do production. Housewives they're always shopping in Atlanta. Yeah. They're always shopping for the next best thing. They've approached me 3 times. Now it wasn't the first time. It's been 3 times. I interviewed with them once, and that was 3 years ago. I'll say they're always interviewing who they feel like is the hot next thing in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. They at least put their cards on the table. I appreciate them for that, where it's like, listen, we don't really care about your business. How do you live? Who do you know? What are you doing out here? What type of trips are you taking? At least they put their cards on the table, which makes it easier for you to make a decision. Right? Yeah. You don't want to be like, feel like you got bait and switched into a situation, which is what I feel like in this particular instance.
And is that the reason why you decided not to do RHOA?
Absolutely. I never pursued it. I've never pursued it with the producers. I'm not petty enough to post all the emails and text messages that I get from several producers that work the staff. But if we need to do the receipts, I'll do it on my own YouTube channel if that's what people need to see. Because
some receipts, Kiana, but we appreciate you calling in.
Because at the end of the day, they interview whoever they feel like is moving and shaking in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. If I wanted to do that, I would have pursued it, and I would have known exactly what I was getting into. So I would have turned down the business, Kiana. I would have turned up the personal, let me show you how I live. Let me show you what I got going on, if that's what I wanted. Yeah. So, you have to decide.
Although I think you think that people view you a certain way based off of what production is showing us. I think people can kind of see beyond that, because people do dig into your life, like, oh no, she's doing all this and that on her social media. We see her businesses. People do have a very good view of you on the show.
No, I don't think it's about the view being good or bad, mm-hmm. But think about it like this. If you do a show for exposure, to expose your businesses, should the viewers have to dig to find out who you are and what you are about?
Good point.
Should you guys have to say, wait a minute, let me see what she really got going on? Or should you be able to see it, especially with a show that's called Ladies Who List Atlanta? It doesn't say ladies who bicker. It doesn't say ladies who's lounging around, ladies at lunch. It said ladies who list. Yeah. So I think it's just a little disappointing, but I do know that they'll thrive. It's a great show. I feel like it's entertaining. It's very entertaining. I just don't want to be a part of the entertainment.
Is there anything that they can say or do to change your mind about it? Oh, damn.
I have no intentions of doing reality TV. I have no intentions of coming back to this show. The stress that it takes and the time that you put into it, it's the juice is just not worth the squeeze for me. I don't want to be in any high stressful environments. The only part of the show I'm glad that I at least revealed my IVF journey, just to share that a little bit with other women that may go through that.
Yeah.
Because we do a lot of that is done in silence. So I'm glad I shared that. And I have such an outpour of people that have kind of spoken up, because of course you're a Black woman, you're supposed to be a breeder. And that's a whole nother conversation. But other than that, no, I have no intentions. I have no desire or interest in reality on any level with any network doing anything.
Would you at least do the reunion though?
No.
Oh, damn.
I wouldn't do anything affiliated with them at all. Like, when I say no, I really do mean it. It's no. Our contract did not obligate us to do a reunion. I'm not doing it. Why would you, when someone mishandles you once, why would you give them the opportunity to mishandle you again?
Very true. Very true. This week we did get to see. This week we did get to see you talk about your IVF journey. Are you still on that journey, or are you still pursuing having a baby?
I am. And I am. And me and my husband we're going to pursue that. And that's another reason I just don't want to be in anything that's high stress. My other businesses started to suffer because of the filming schedule. And so but I'm thinking I'm doing something for the greater good, to show, hey, you can have these personal issues, which everybody has, but still triumph and, be a champion for other women in business, which you can see I have an all female brokerage. So I have no problem working with other women, and all of my agents are top producers, and not top producers by what I say, but top producers by what the record says with the Atlanta Board of Realtors. So what I say, I just want to make sure we're very clear on that.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a part of it. I think that when I look at the grand scheme of things, and you can be known for reality TV, or you can be known for empowering people. You can be known for being who you are. And you can also be known for what most people find me through Earn Your Leisure, through the Rants and Gems podcast. And I talk about real estate. I show my real estate deals. I show what I have going on. And if I have to put any merit anywhere, it will be more into that, because that's the type of impact and legacy I would want to see left behind, not just someone being on TV bickering with someone about something that doesn't matter.
Who on the cast are like your real life friends that you knew before the show and you actually have a personal relationship with?
I'm going to say, and it's really, now I'm in this space of, sorry, I had to drink a little water. Who is a friend? Who's an acquaintance? Who's a castmate? Who's someone that you've known a long time, and you know that you guys are really cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I think about everything that I've done, every person I have a relationship with on the show, me and Cristyl, I would say we are like really good girlfriends, right?
Mm-hmm.
Me and Kira, the same, really good girlfriends. Tiffany, the same, really good girlfriends. We had relationships before the show. We still have relationships going on. I think they are amazing people. And everyone else, it was like, okay, I know of you, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we knew each other. We've closed deals. Like when I first started doing home buying seminars in 2015, when I reactivated my license, Tiffany used to come to our home buying seminars. And that's when I was trying to work every deal. So we were doing home buying seminars, down payment assistance. Didn't matter if the deal was $150,000 or $200,000. I was less focused on proving myself. And Tiffany was there. So me and Tiffany did a lot of business together. I met Cristyl. And so I split my business between both of them. Okay. So me and my agents work with both of them. And if it's North Side, I always choose Tiffany Swan, where her office is, and it's like South. I just kind of keep it that way. So I do know them, and I feel like we're good girlfriends, but like friends, like someone that is my friend is my best friend, and she's in North Carolina, and we've been best friends over 27 years. Wow. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A friend that really knows your business, a friend that can really say they are your friend, that will pick a team, pick a side, like it's you or nothing. Yeah. Nobody on this show I would consider like a best friend, but we are really good girlfriends.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's good. And I appreciate the transparency, and I appreciate you calling in and answering these questions. Guys, if you're just joining us, we're talking to Kiana Watson from Ladies Who List Atlanta on OWN. Kiana has, made it very clear this week and here that she won't be returning to the show. And we understand completely why, because very much what we've been saying every week, we want to see more real estate. We want to see more professionalism in this space. We know where to go if we want to see drama.
Right.
We don't mind a sprinkle of drama. But
I understand. I know we all know where to go. Who doesn't love watching some dramatic TV? But I don't personally, I think as professionals, and this is just my thought, our clients are so fickle anyway, especially when you're a Black professional,
mhm,
that you can't, it's such a fickle audience. We're just now getting to the point where our multi-million dollar buyers are willing to work with Black agents, where before they would choose us to buy their starter home. But when they buy that multi-million dollar home, the person didn't look like us, right? So
mm,
we're just now gaining that traction and respect on that. And when it comes to that regard, and I think that this was a grave disservice to highlight just straight drama.
yeah,
It came abruptly and it hasn't stopped. And a lot of it, as you guys can tell, is just being drug out. I mean, you guys are intelligent enough to know it's being drug out, and it's unfortunate, but I'm willing to, what I'm going to do is, with the reason I started to really focus on my YouTube channel, I'm like, I owe it to the audience to let them see what really goes down. So I'm going to bring on a production and I'm going to show the behind the scenes, the real estate, negotiating
okay,
deals, losing offers, losing listings, agents not truly getting along, but making it work. Like, just at least telling the real, because people want to know, like, how did you build this business? How did you create this, were you able to create and have that vision? But I wish all the girls well. I think that they're going to do well, and that some people are fine with this opportunity,
yeah,
and some people on the show are, okay with how everything is going, and that is on them.
yeah,
But I really was talking about that earlier today, when you have opportunity and then you have opportunity cost. And if I compare this opportunity to all of my other businesses and that cost, this opportunity cost is not worth it for the respect that I get when I walk into a room, when I'm most of the time the only woman in the room when it comes to talking about real estate, when I'm with Earn Your Leisure and it's respected and they're asking me business questions about stats, the market, how to invest. Being on this show where it's like, okay, drama, drama, drama. Oh, I see that they show the houses too. Now more drama. I'm just not willing to sacrifice everything I've worked for to be entertainment.
yeah.
Entertainment can come in many forms. I just don't want to be that type of entertainment.
Are you still watching the episodes and whatnot
Of
on?
course.
Okay.
I watch them because I want to know what's going on. And even when I watched it, that's why I went on and I said, let me post. I'm so glad that, let me go on and post this. Even, that blip of a piece they showed about my anniversary event, they don't pay for those events. That
Okay.
event was paid for with my own money. It was
Oh,
going to happen whether production was there or not. So go to Kiana Watson on my page. You can watch a good video of what really took place, all the Black excellence that took place, me highlighting and honoring people. But of course, that's not what it's about. When they show it, it's like, okay, Kiana's having an event. Oh, but by the way, these two castmates don't get along. Oh my God, let's focus on that.
yeah,
And it's not what I signed up for, but I do. When you know better, you do better. And you're the only person that's in charge of the trajectory of your life and what you want to put out there. So now they have 4 more or 3 more episodes to show you guys what they want to show you.
okay,
And I'm done.
okay. And with the preview that we see for next week is a battle between you and Robin. Do you want to talk about that at all or clear anything up before it airs?
I can tell you this: projection is real. And of course, I was dealing with and dealt with a failed IVF journey.
Mm,
And I've been debating or not, if even if I was going to post a video about it or not. But this is the thing: projection is real, and in that space, I was projecting on her. And I said that in my confessional. I hope that they air that. I was projecting on her in the other person, which you guys will see. And that was me saying I'm a human being and it's a soft spot for me. And I was projecting. And one thing about my personality, I don't drag things out. I immediately can catch myself when I'm off. And within the moment of doing it, right after, things were able to get smoothed out. But I'm pretty sure it will be drug out again. But we hope so. But I'll just say that, yes, I was projecting. Yes, it is a soft spot for me. And yes, it was one of those moments where I don't feel bad about it either. I'm human. I'm not
yeah,
perfect. And if you're in a space with people you would not normally be with, it's, to me, and I mean, not trying to call it crazy, but it's a high stress environment when
yeah,
out of all these people, it's only one person I would sit down and have brunch with. But here I am with all these people, just whatever.
yeah,
So it's projection. I know for a fact I said it. I know for a fact it was like, I hate when people say things are out of character, because all of the emotions that we have as people, it's in character.
yeah,
So it's not out of character. It was certainly in character. There's probably a little piece of that project girl from North Carolina came right out, and I projected on her, and it was an unfortunate event, but I moved on from it.
Well, we're excited about what you're talking about. Can you just tell people where they can follow you, where they can get more information about you? And I'm looking forward to you. Please let us know when you start sharing the whole building process of your home on your YouTube. That way we can bring you back and we can talk about that.
I have a lot of it will be just photo clips, because it was like, this has been over like what now, 7 years, but I'm getting with a good production team because I want you guys to see it. It's out here now. So it looks like I just stumbled across this house, and I'm like, and it also helps future homeowners to see maybe the house doesn't look like exactly what you want, but if it has good bones and you have a vision and a mission, you could put the right elements in the property and see the return on value. You guys can see me at Kiana Watson. Everything that I have is my name. I don't believe in like hashtag names. It's just Kiana Watson everywhere. You can find me there. And I appreciate you. I am not against OWN. I am not against this show. I think that it is great entertainment, and I feel like we should all support it, because if you don't support it, which is why I still watch it, you will see less and less shows around just Black people. But I do think that there should be a level of intelligence when it comes to our Black people deserve to see what we do in business as well. That you guys are intelligent enough. We have a mature enough audience that they can see a little spiciness, a little drama, but still be educated and still see more real estate like they do the other shows. That is my only point. So I think that they'll do well, and they're going to find a good replacement that's going to give y'all the looks, the drama. Trust me, it's a lot of people in Atlanta that is ready to serve, and I'm ready for them to serve because I want to be on your side. I want to commentate. I don't want to be on the show no more.
Well, I don't blame you. That's why I went into reality TV. But, a lot of people were asking one of the big questions that people were asking about the show, why is it that we're not seeing more property? And a lot of people were saying, was it the pandemic? Can you give us a little clarity? Was it the pandemic that prevented us from seeing? Okay.
No.
Right.
It was not. No, it was not. You would have been able to see more property, more closings, more behind the scenes if that's what the production team wanted to show you. So that's a no. I'm not that I can confidently say that.
Well, Kiana, I think you're making the right decision for you, your family. Good luck on your, first of all, professional and also IVF journey as well. We appreciate you taking the time and calling, and we look forward to what's going to come up. Please keep us posted.
Oh yeah, next week is going to be real juicy. If y'all wanted to see me act in character and see a little piece of, I knew she wasn't all that nice, or I knew she wasn't all that refined, go ahead and watch, baby, because this is still a piece of me, and I still stand 10 toes in it.
Love it. Kiana, thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you. And thank you so much. Continue to do this. I'm telling you, it's so great for us. And your thoughts and your reviews are so thorough and well thought out. Okay. I see you.
Thank you, Kiana. Have a great rest of your day.
All right, you too.
Bye. I love it when we can have a moment like that, guys. I love it when people are engaging with what we're talking about, but it's a reminder that they are watching. OWN is watching. The people that are on these shows are watching. They want to know your feedback. And part of the reason why we're going to get more real estate in these next couple of episodes and more professional conversation is because of what we want. You are the viewers. You have the power. You just have to speak up within that power. Thank you all for being here. First of all, thank you to Kiana Watson for calling in. After the live, I'll post all of her information in the description of the video. I see someone. Okay, we'll take one more caller. We'll take a couple of calls really quickly, guys, because I know you guys want to react. I will do that. Let me just do that. Hold on, because I know we usually take callers for this. If you're just joining us, it's almost an hour and a half, and y'all know how I get. Let me take a sip of my cassava shake. We will take some callers. Thank you so much, Tatiana. I love it when people just want to call in. That's how we got Oprah. For those of you that don't know, some of you that think I'm new to this, but I'm true to this. Oprah, we were talking about Oprah. We tagged her on Twitter. And she called in. If you want to see that interview, head on over to the Kempire Radio YouTube channel, subscribe, and you can hear the interview that we did with Oprah 10 years this year. I want to try and do a follow-up with her. That would be amazing. OWN, I know you're watching. Let's make it happen. Technically, part of my interview was supposed to be part of that documentary that they were doing for OWN. But they decided, look, TV, they decided at the last minute not to include it. I don't know why not. Carlos, were you a part of that documentary? Carlos King? He did that 25-year documentary that they did. Oh, wait, let me say thank you for a couple of super chats that we had. I'm sorry, y'all. Brandy, thank you so much for the super chat. Brandy says, I think she quit too soon. Regardless of conflict, real always shines through, and nobody's perfect. So don't over critique it or yourself. Thank you so much, Brandy, for the super chat. Cherie, thank you for the super chat. Cherie says, I would love to see Miss Watson produce a business-focused show like $1 Million Listing with other women like her. Sophisticated, smart, beautiful, successful, killing the game and educating viewers. And look, she might just do that on YouTube. Just saying. YouTube is, some people are still sleeping on YouTube. Drew Sidora. Dr. Ivy Girl, thank you so much for the super chat. Love the impromptu interview / chat. Learned so much and with a better understanding. Yes, Kempire. Thank you so much, Dr. Ivy Girl. Okay. Wait, I'm about to say doctor. Miss Brooklyn's backstage. Miss Brooklyn, what's going on, girl?
Hey, Kempire. Hey, everybody. Kiana, if you're still here, thank you so much for that. I'm thank you for calling in. Thank you for saying what you're saying, because I'm coming from the same type of place with wanting to educate our people about the importance of wealth and real estate and how to build wealth. You know, money makes you rich, real estate makes you wealthy. And there's the difference. And so, like, to hear another Black woman standing up and saying that, and definitely, Kempire, you have been great through this whole time with just allowing me and Adrian to come in and ramble the way we do about it.
I love it, though. Great. And so many people in the chat are always saying, oh my gosh, I love this conversation. So, and some have asked me to do just a live about real estate. And I was like, oh, that's going to take some planning, but I love real estate. You guys know.
Well, you ever want to do that, I'm more than happy to give you the New York vibe of it, because real estate around the country is very different. And we know New York is a completely different beast. But I really, to what Kiana was saying, I mean, the show this week was very little about real estate and a lot about personal stuff, and there wasn't really much to say. And I wasn't going to call in until I heard Kiana, and then it became like, oh my God, you know, like fangirl.
Real estate business professional.
Yeah, so professional. Just the idea of just, I want to get her take or just to hear her vibe on a show that really is about professional real estate, and not just the buying and selling of it, but the other aspects of real estate that people don't know that exist, that, you know, that I talk about when I'm discussing it, you know, the management, the construction, and all the different things that go on. So her take about a professional show, you know, not this drama filled, but documentary, mockumentary, I don't know, drama, however they want to do it, you know, that would be great. But, and I just wanted to say, Kempire, you know, you're the GOAT, on the fly, great with the interview, great with the questions.
Thank you.
It was wonderful. And having her on and listening to her, as opposed to another interview that you did, which was more about the drama and less about the business, that explains the two people differently right there. That's it. Thanks a lot. I'll talk to you guys later.
Thank you so much, Brooke. Bye. Let me just say thank you. Babs next door, thank you so much for the super chat. Congratulations, you did your thing, Kempire. That was the embodiment of when opportunity meets preparation. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And that's the same thought that I had when Oprah called in. I was like, oh my gosh. Got to be ready for those moments. So if you're a content creator starting your own YouTube channel or other platform, understand preparation. It doesn't start, you know, the right before you know something's happening. You have to be preparing for these things. But thank you to Kiana Watson for calling in. Thank you to Miss Brooklyn for always calling in and giving us an education on real estate, on the different levels of real estate, roles within real estate. We're going to continue to have these conversations. As you know, we recap Ladies Who List Atlanta every single Sunday, 12:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 p.m. PST. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. If you're watching the replay of this, I want to know your thoughts. What did you think of what Kiana had to say? What did you think of the episode? Are you looking forward to more? Let OWN know. They're reading the comments, y'all. They're reading and watching. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to my mods. Guys, don't forget to show love to the moderators. Don't forget to show love to our Team Kempire and Royal Court members. Thank you for helping keep the lights on. If you'd like to become a member of the channel, head on over to TheKempire.com. Or if you want to find out other ways you can support the channel, that's available in the description, including my interview with Cristyl Kimbrough from Ladies Who List Atlanta as well. Thank you to everyone that was a part of the conversation. Thank you to everyone that sent in super chats. We appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's get out of here. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I'll see you guys in the next story or tomorrow. Don't forget, we will be recapping Real Housewives of Salt Lake City tomorrow. And of course, you know, we have watch parties all the time on my TikTok. What's going on TikTok? I apologize not for looking this way. Look, you see I'm doing a lot of things behind the scenes, but don't miss our watch parties on TikTok. Follow me at TheKempire, and don't forget to get your coldest water bottle. Get your coldest water bottle with a discount code KEMP10. Thank you for supporting. I'll see you guys later. Let's get out here with some music. Don't forget to like the video, y'all.
Oh my, you got that hotter than a summertime in July. Time magic, and I got to have it. I got to say it again. Oh my, you got that hotter than a summertime in July. Time magic, and I got to have it. Ooh, baby. You're my sugar dripping, chocolate covered waffle cone. No, I can't leave that boy alone. Need a taste up in the morning. You got a girl just jonesing. Need a fix from my favorite type of candy store. Got me shaking, going out of control. Let me have a little something. You know I'm hooked up on that loving. Let's rock, roller skate. Let the stress just slide away. Oh, baby, no, don't ever let me go. No, don't ever let me go. Champagne, let's celebrate. Let that old school record play. Oh, baby, no, don't ever let me go. No, don't ever let me go. Oh, my, you got that hotter than a summertime in July. Time magic, and I got to have it. I got to say it again. Oh my, you got that hotter than a summertime in July. Time magic, and I got to have it. Ooh, baby, you got me feeling like I'm overheating in the shade. There's a rise up in the centigrade. Need a taste to keep me going. You know you keep a girl jonesing. I need a hit, keep it coming, ain't no antidote. One kiss, that's all she wrote. I'm an addict, I confess it. Ooh, this love is a blessing. So let's rock, roller skate. Let the stress just slide away. Oh, baby, no, don't ever let me go. No, don't ever let me go. Champagne, let's celebrate. Let that old school record play. Oh, baby, no, don't ever let me go. No, don't ever let me go. Oh, my, you got that hotter than a summertime in July. Time magic, and I got to have it. Oh, I got to say it again. Oh, my, you got that hotter than a summertime in July. Time magic, and I got to have it. Oh, baby. Oh, my, you got that hotter than a summertime in July. Time magic, and I got to have it. I got to say it again. Oh, my, you got that hotter than a summertime in July. Time magic, and I got to have it. I got to have you. I got to have you, love. Oh, I got to say it again.
This is No Extra Summertime Habit. The song we played earlier was Elijah, Stubborn. Thank you guys so much for being here. Don't forget to like the video on your way out. Have a great Sunday. See you guys in the next video.